Welcome to More Organised, Less Clutter, a podcast to empower individuals and neurodivergent families with practical, realistic tools to create a more organised, sensory-friendly, clutter-free and intentional home that works with your lifestyle and brain, not against it. I'm Narelle King, a professional organiser and neurodivergent mum who understands the unique challenges of family life. I help people just like you simplify your space, build sustainable organisational systems, and create more breathing room physically and mentally. Every fortnight, you'll hear solo episodes and guest conversations filled with practical strategies on decluttering, home organisation, routines for neurodivergent families, mindful living, and how to build a home that feels safe, calm and functional. You'll walk away with actionable takeaways you can implement even if you only have 10 minutes to spare. Over the summer, I'm taking a break from recording the podcast and sharing a summer series of guest conversations from 2025. Ready for a fresh, clutter-free start to the new year and 2026? Today, I'm sharing a simple decluttering plan to reset your home for the new year from leading decluttering and organising expert in Australia, Amy Revell from the Art of Decluttering. To listen to the whole conversation we had earlier in the year, head to episode 189, The Art of Decluttering, or check out the recording on YouTube. Let's jump into this More Organised, Less Clutter episode and start making small, doable changes that add up to a home you love. So what sort of approaches do you use when there are people who are feeling overwhelmed? Maybe also around like the emotional attachment to items.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I think a lot of professional organisers would resonate with this, is you build your toolkit over time. I've been a professional organiser for nearly 11 years, and I've built my toolkit based on different people at different stages. Like, I know that with some people I can play a game, not a manipulative game, like an actual, like, let's have fun, let's be competitive, let's play a game. And other people I need to take the soft and sentimental approach, and other people you need to be a little bit more direct with. And so I think that it's important that the strategies kind of change with the person that you're working with. But I also think it can be helpful to have guidelines that then you've got your toolkit, but if you've got kind of a foundational, here are the guidelines, then you can work around that. So we use the 5 R's, which is rubbish, rehome, return, repurpose, and remain. And we're like, every item in your home fits into one of those 5 categories. So if someone feels stuck, we might say, well, let's just focus on rubbish, or let's just focus on items that need to be rehomed, so they're just in the wrong room. Or we can say to someone, if you're not sure, pick up an item and check which of these 5 does it belong in. So sometimes by having kind of that framework, it enables people to like link into it, and it gives them some rules, because there are no rules with decluttering. Yeah. And I don't want there to be like really strict, rigid rules, but I think sometimes we do just need guidelines to help us make those decisions.
Yeah. And those 5 things are like, depending on the person's mental state that day, it might be that we can only pick up rubbish today, because there's no way we can make a decision whether we're keeping or letting something go. Yeah. But we can make a decision about rubbish possibly.
Yeah, and I think that it's really helpful to be able to talk with people about what their capacity is.
Yes.
And sometimes I really enjoy talking to people about identifying the problem, because what can happen, before we were talking about how, the clutter just sometimes comes back, or a room gets messy again. And identifying what the problem is can be really helpful. So I talk about there being a quantity problem, a systems problem, or a habits problem. And so if there's a quantity problem, we just need to reduce the quantity. And so it might just be, and I did this with a client yesterday, that all we're going to do for the next hour is fill bags for things with donation. We're not going to organise. We're not going to go deep diving in any particular category. I just want to see if we can get a couple of 100 items out in the next hour. And she was like, oh, that's kind of fun. It's like I'm on a treasure hunt for donatable items. I was like, great, let's do it. So that was a quantity issue. And then sometimes it's just a systems issue. So they're going, oh, there's books all over the floor. And you're like, yeah, but your bookshelves are full of, I don't know, like dog toys, which are up too high and not being used. So actually the system isn't working. It's not that there's a quantity issue. You've got the right quantity. You just don't have somewhere for it to live. It's an organizational issue. And then sometimes I think we've got this maintenance issue, which is around habits and going, okay, I think it's just that nobody puts that back where it belongs. And so what I'm sure you would do, Narelle, too, is say, instead of just making everybody put it back where it belongs, where's everybody putting it? Let's make that the home.
Yes, that's the function. Let's change it. Yeah, let's just change it. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. There's no point in putting things where you are not going to do it. If it's got to be too many steps is another thing. I'm like, let's just move it to here. It doesn't have to be where you normally may think you have to keep something. If it's, near the lounge area and that's where everyone is, then let's just put it there.
I love it. That's the freedom, isn't it, of going, it's your home. No, the police are not going to turn up and say, oh, no, that's not where shoes are kept. You get to decide.
Yeah, where you're going to keep those things in your home. And I love that. I don't know, I'm sure you do the same, is it's like, where does it come in your head? Where do you first think I would put that? Yeah. Because it's not where I'm going to put it. And if they do get stuck, I will be like, well, if you ask me, this is where I would put it. And then if you text me and said, Narelle, where did we put that? This is where my first instinct would be. Yes. But that doesn't mean that that's yours. So it's like, where would you put it?
Yeah, that's a great way to think of it. Or if they can't find something else, where did you look first? Because where you looked first is where your brain says it should be. Yeah.
So move it to there.
Go relocate it. So next time it is where you look for it.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for your time and sharing your knowledge and your stories as well. Are you struggling to find ingredients to put a meal together? It's time to bring ease and order to your kitchen space with our free step-by-step pantry organisation guide. Our comprehensive guide walks you through each step to help you create a pantry that's both functional and organised. Head to simplyhappy.com.au to the resource tab to get instant access today. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.